All right, let's jump right in. We hear about AI in the workplace all the time, and usually the story is about, well, fear, about replacement. But what if that whole story is just wrong? Today, we're going to flip that narrative completely on its head and talk about a new way to see this, one that puts the human expert right back in the driver's seat.
So, the reality of putting AI to work isn't this clean, perfect thing. It's actually what the source material calls the Frankenstein Stitch. And it makes total sense when you think about it, right? You've got your old, reliable systems, you've got your strict, rule-based logic, and now you're stitching on these crazy powerful new AIs. And the thread holding it all together? That's us. That's human judgment. It's not some monster to be afraid of, it's just how this stuff actually gets built in the real world. And this is the part we really need to get. The goal isn't some flawless, hands-off, autonomous machine. The messiness, this whole stitched together thing, that's not a bug, it's the feature. The system's power actually comes from this messy combination. So we're not chasing perfection here, we're building something that actually works.
Okay, so if the tech itself is just this powerful, kind of messy tool, what's really stopping us from making it work? It's not the code, it's not the algorithms. As you can see, the real hurdle, well, it's something way more human. It's fear. And this is where it gets really interesting. Look at this communication gap. On one side, you've got leaders all excited about re-engineering and automation. To them, that's just innovation. But look at what the workforce hears. They hear replacement. They hear redundancy. It's like two completely different languages are being spoken in the same room. And this, right here, this gets to the heart of it. It's not just about losing a job. It's about losing your place, your relevance. When people hear AI, they feel like they're literally being written out of the company's story. All their expertise, their experience, it feels like it's about to be deleted. And that's a powerful, scary feeling. So to fix this, we can't just throw more tech at it. We have to fundamentally change the story we're all telling ourselves. And that starts by asking a much, much better question about what AI is even for. And this is the big pivot. This is the game changer. What if we stop thinking of AI as a replacement and start seeing it as a team? A small, powerful micro team of AI agents. And who's in charge of this team? Who's the operator? Not some distant data scientist, but the person who actually knows the work inside and out. This one question just flips the entire power dynamic, from feeling like a victim to becoming an active leader. So who is this operator? Who's the hero in this new story? It's the subject matter expert, the SME. They're the people with the deep, on-the-ground knowledge that can actually guide these AI systems. They become the human navigators. The source even has a cool name for them, purple people. And you should think of them as way more than just users. They're the essential bridge. They're the ones translating what the business means into something the tech can do. They orchestrate all the different parts of that stitch, and most importantly, they provide all the real-world context that an AI just can't possibly have on its own. So what does that actually look like day to day? Well, the navigator is the one providing that real-world context, so the AI doesn't go off and make some bizarre or nonsensical decision. They're setting the guardrails to make sure it's all safe and within bounds. They offer the nuance, the shades of gray that pure logic misses. And they design those critical checkpoints where a human absolutely needs to step in and make the final call. And let's be super clear about the stakes here. This human navigator role, it's not a nice to have. It's essential. Without them, the whole thing just collapses. It's too brittle. But with them, the system doesn't just work, it gets better. It becomes adaptive, safe, and you can actually scale it. They are the absolute key to unlocking what AI can really do. Okay, so if we want to empower our experts to become these navigators, what do they actually need to confidently grab the wheel? It's going to take a lot more than just giving them a new login and a dashboard. They need a whole toolkit. First, they need a mental model, a way to actually understand this new world they're operating in. Second, they need a practical navigation system, the actual controls. Third, they need to see clearly where they fit into this new process, how their role has been elevated. And finally, and this is huge, they need the power to lead the design of these systems, not just follow orders. And this is the amazing outcome. The moment the experts who are closest to the work are given the tools and the permission to design the Frankenstein Stitch themselves, that fear just evaporates. It's replaced by ownership, by creativity, by real empowerment. They're no longer being written out of the story. They're the ones holding the pen. So that leaves us with one last question to think about in our own jobs, in our own companies.
As AI gets stitched into everything, which story is winning? Are you seeing the excitement of building, of navigating this new world? Or is it still that old fear of being replaced? The answer to that question tells you pretty much everything you need to know about whether you're set up to win.